Okay, guys. The last thing that I'm going to do for you today, since this week has been a little different, since you're learning online, since we're going through the lessons with me being on the computer, I am going to try to help you as much as I can. Again, probability is probably one of the toughest chapters there is in statistics. If you remember, we actually have 13 to 14 chapters. This is chapter 6, so we are nearing the halfway mark. Chapter 7 is only 2 sections, so when we take that test on next week on Tuesday, the chapter 7 one will actually be at least halfway through the semester, if not a little bit more. I hope everybody's starting to understand the workload and the commitment that you need on these. But here are your hints for this test. So I've gone through each problem. There's 13 of them, and I have listed out some hints. If you'll take out a piece of paper, I will allow you to write these hints down and use that piece of paper on the test. So to help you through this, which it is a difficult test, to help you through it and to give you some guidance on what to do if you stumble, here are some hints. So go ahead and write these down, and I'm going to scroll down in just a minute. I'm going to give you about 2 minutes to write these, and then I'm going to start scrolling down. And I'll read them as we go through. Number 1. In problem number 1, the main hint is that past behavior doesn't influence future outcomes. In problem number 2, the hint is that all the probabilities must add up to 1. In problem number 3, you want to know how many took the bus out of the total number of students. In problem number 4, you want to know how many walked out of only the juniors. Then problem number 5 actually deals with one of our questions that we had today. Mutually exclusive, again, remembers that means that both cannot happen at the same time. Means both can't happen at the same time. And then independent means that the probability would have to be the same as the whole population. So remember, when we looked at the other problem, it would mean that the probability for females had to be the same probability for everyone. Number 6, if things are mutually exclusive, we can add them. So if, for instance, the probability of getting heads or tails is actually 1, because the probability of getting heads is 0.5, probability of getting tails is 0.5. So heads or tails is, you have to get one or the other. Number 7, if things are independent, then the probability of A or B is the probability of A plus the probability of B minus the probability of A times B, which is the both. Number 8, the probability that all 10 are negative is what we're looking for in number 8. And to do that, you find the chance of it being negative and multiply it by itself 10 times. And then you do 1 minus that to get the answer, or the chance of there being at least one positive. That's your hint for number 8. In number 9, you need to make a full tree diagram and add up all the diabetes deaths. In number 10, you want to find the probability of getting 2 blue socks. And I will give you a hint here. Remember, when you get one sock out, it's going to decrease how many you have. So when you take a blue sock out, you now have less socks and less blue socks when you go to get a second one. You also want to find the probability of getting 2 gray socks. And again, the same thing happens there. And you want to add those two probabilities together. That's your hint for number 10. Number 11 is the law of large numbers. That's part A for number 11. That's what you need to know. B, you want to multiply the chance of them not getting medical assistance 4 times. C, to set up a simulation, you want to assign 0 to 80 to getting medical assistance and 81 to 99 as getting no medical assistance. And then in D, you're actually going to run that simulation. Number 12, you're going to make a Venn diagram. And again, in a Venn diagram, you want to start with the both or in the center. And you want to make sure all of your Venn diagram will add up to 1. And that will help you answer the parts of that question. And then in number 13, you want to draw a tree diagram to find your answer. So again, use this paper of notes to guide you through the questions. I want you to eliminate answers on multiple choice. So we need to get better at the multiple choice by eliminating things that aren't possible and making sure that we got the correct probability because we actually did the correct formula. Okay, so make sure you eliminate incorrect answers, make sure you're writing out the probabilities, make sure on the free response you give as much information as possible, because again, we're at day 34, so you should be a lot smarter and a lot better at statistics and how to explain than you were when you walked into this class. So again, the tests are going to ask you to be better, but you yourself should have improved and should be better at that. So take this test not thinking, oh gosh, it's going to be a hard one, but take it being confident, and we have gone over everything over the last few days and then some. So we've gone over a practice test, we've gone over many multiple choice questions. You guys asked some good questions on the sticky notes that I went over today, and we've gone over the homework. So if you've kept up, you shouldn't have a problem. So at this time, we'll go ahead and pass out the tests. After your test, you have 2 Frappies that you need to complete. They should take about 10 minutes each, and then a crossword from chapter 6. So have those 3 things done, and then Thursday you'll actually start chapter 7. I'll give you a lesson on that. I'll try to come by and get your tests so we can get those graded, and we'll move on with chapter 7. Alright.